Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a project for countrycraftcreations.com, an online store. This is our third video for this project series. This is my calendar series using Authentique's calendar collection. I am using scraps that I had left over from earlier projects this year. I am using the 13-page 12 by 12 calendar pages by Authentique. And I did cut off the bottom branding strip, so I'm going to have this ready to go. And as you can see, I already have some numbers on here. That's because I went ahead and cut them out with my scan and cut, the numbers that I want on my calendar. And then I went ahead and glued them down. So you can use stickers. I cut mine out, or you can certainly handwrite these. Or if you want to make this a calendar that you can use every year, leave your numbers blank and you could just pencil in or move them over or however you want to do. So I have pre-cut all my papers for this project. Now I'm going to go over this, the border and the bottom and a few of the blocks, and then the rest of the video will not be an actual watching me do this. I will just go ahead and finish them off camera and then share with you what I did to finish this, to kind of keep this kind of condensed form. We've already done 2 videos with the January, February, March. The second video was April, May, and June. So this one will be for July, August, and September. And then later on, in about mid-September, I will have the last video for this series, which will be October, November, and December. So they've all pretty much been made the same. I like to do a double mat on the top here, and on this one I decided to go ahead and go with the base being a 2-inch. So this is 12 inches by 2 inch. So I'm going to glue that right there on the top, and then I cut out a secondary border mat, which is 12 inches by, no, I'm sorry, 11 7/8, because I wanted it a little bit smaller, 11 7/8 by 1 3/4. And that's going to go there. And then you choose your elements that you want to go on it. I like the stripes, so I cut this one for the bottom. I almost put it at the top. That would be cute there. It's 3/4 inches tall by 12 inches wide, so that's going to go there. In this collection, you have the calendar pieces that you can use. For example, this one will be July. So you cut off the calendar title. If you don't have that, you can certainly handwrite that or cut that out with your rather scan and cut. I believe either in January, February, or March, or the other second video, I did have to cut some with my scan and cut because I had already used up this part. So those are the measurements for your top and your bottom. If you're going to decorate each different block, so say if you want a single block, I'm going to give you the measurements real quick. For a single block, to cover that area, you want to cut it 1 1/2 wide by 1 3/4 tall. Now if you want to cover 2 blocks the same or together, 3 inches wide, and if you want it 2 blocks tall, as 3 1/2. If you want 3 blocks wide, that would be 4 1/2. And 3 blocks tall would be 5 1/8. Now suppose you want 3 blocks wide but only 1 block tall, so that would be 4 1/2 for the width and then 1 3/4 tall. So you're going to look at your scraps and the squares that you want to decorate, and you're going to cut those out the way you need it for your calendar. So I'm going to go ahead, turn off the camera, do my July, August, and September, and then I'll come back and go over it with you, what I did, and give you some ideas for yours. I finished up my July, August, and September calendar pages. Everything's glued down, so I'm going to go over it real quick with you, what I've done. And again, just go through your scraps, what you want, the sections you want to cover. My numbers again are cut out with my scan and cut. You can use stickers or you can handwrite them. So here for July, I used the July from the collection from the little calendar. Fussy cut out a flag and matted it here on the right and added some red button string, fireworks here from the cut aparts, and then added a twine bow with a big blue button. So I think that made it kind of festive. And so here the first 3 squares are blank because the first starts on a Wednesday. And then I let Freedom ring, that leads up to the 4th, and this one's a parade. So just mix and match. These 2 are like from the cut aparts, the stamps. They're not quite as big enough to fill in the whole square, but that's okay. And then I made this one a big section here to put this scene here of butterflies. It's kind of speaks of summer. And instead of cutting them apart, I just used my ruler and drew the lines. So that's July. For August, August is about summer and swimming and going to the beach or the coast or the ocean. So I use the print that has all these summer icons, the flip-flops and the anchors and the dolphins, and then a piece of the plaid. And then, of course, I added the August from the cut-aparts from the calendar, and I added some of the best memories are made in flip-flops. And in the summertime, that's pretty much all I wear is flip-flops. Added a little gold clothespin here. And again, these first 4 squares are blank for this year, as well as these 2. So you have 6 here on this calendar that I filled in. And then we have the first. We have relax and unwind, seashells, surfs up, whatever floats your boat. So again, I drew the lines for the squares, seashells, 2 cents, and go barefoot. And then I left this stamp cut with the blue on it to make it fill in the back, the whole square. And for August, this is a little bit different. I haven't decided how to do that. So we have 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And then this we have repeat because there's not enough squares, 30 and the 31st. So I'm going to just pencil those in to, here's 23rd, 24, and this is 30 and 31. So that I will remember that. I don't know if you want to do an angle cut or something like that on something to divide it up. But anyway, that's the way I did mine. So there's August. And then September is fall and back to school. So I used the apple print, and instead of paper, I used this really wide burlap ribbon that I had. I attached it down with score tape. I added the jump into fall, the September calendar cutout for September, a square of plaid, and then some pretty leaves here on the side. I like how that turned out. So this one has 2 squares that are blank on the front. Then we have the first, and I did some of these smaller stamps that I cut the stamp part off, and this one I left the stamps on. Apple picking, falling leaves, and then autumn. And then I drew lines in this little school image, and then autumn leaves. So that's turns out really pretty. This is a really lovely collection, a great calendar collection. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so on countrycraftcreations.com. Of course, these projects could be done with any calendar collection or any paper collection that you have, but it's a lot of fun to work with this calendar collection by Authentique, and they're 12 by 12 blank calendar pages. You get 13 in a package. So check that out on countrycraftcreations.com. And again, I will have the final series for the last 3 months of the year. I will have those available probably around the mid of September to finish out 2020, which has been quite the year so far. So we'll see what all happens between now and the end of the year. So thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click on that bell so you'll be notified when the next videos are ready. So I have some cards to make for these 3 months of July, August, and September. So I'll get those made out of the same paper collection and share those as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.